Next, let's look at background processing. First, let's look at realistic background processing, similar to photographs. In these cases, we actually use real photos. So I brought it like this. In Clip Studio, go to Filter, Effect, where you'll find Artistic. If you apply too much color blur here, it creates these merged clumps like this. It doesn't merge very beautifully. It turns out like this. A very slight amount is fine, but I usually only apply this much. The important part here is color blending. Increasing this removes detailed information, making it look more like a painting. After doing this, you can use it as is without any issues. Next, click on Pencil Drawing under Effect, and it will appear like this. By default, hatching should be enabled like this. I rarely use hatching and usually just work with the outline. When imported, only the outline remains, but it looks a bit messy. So I clean it up with Auto Action and copy-paste it one more time to get this level. Then you paste it like this. When pasting, changing the line color will create more of a... There's this much difference from the original. Quite a difference. Here I want to keep the realistic feel, while adding a slight artistic touch. I'll add stronger light using Addition Blend mode. We can add it like this. Since it's like this, we could add some here too. We can do it this way. It would be nice to have a depth of field effect here. So merge this pencil line and apply blur like this. Let me give you a tip here. When using the blur tool, people usually set the intensity like this. If you increase it significantly and apply just a little, it works like this. Instead of blurring immediately, it blurs while leaving a slight trace. This effect can be useful when applied properly. If you set the blur value to this level, everything gets blurred like this. However, with higher intensity, it blurs while leaving traces, creating more of a light bleeding effect. Now you can see this much difference from the original. You can make it stronger using the tone curve here. I'll brighten it up like this and lower these parts. And I'll darken the surroundings using linear burn. Then I'll artificially add more light behind the character to make it more visible. It might look better with more rim light on the character. This way, you don't need to do much work on the background. So we can change it like this. Next, we'll look at background treatments with more intentional effects. Actually, being more intentional simply means making more extensive modifications to this basic background. So let's make it feel a bit different. At this point, we could actually finish here. When we do this, the illustration is already complete. However, just changing the colors might not be enough. Here, we'll make one more copy and apply a radial blur. Then it becomes like this. Do this like so and make it slightly transparent. This creates a very different feel from the original background. At this level, none of the original feeling remains. If you erase the text properly, you can make it match with this kind of image. No matter what the original photo was, you can utilize it like this with proper adjustments. You can also use this when you want a design background but don't know what to do. Cut it here like this. You can use it like this too. I'll save this one. I'll go ahead and save this as well. Let's look at some other examples. In this case, we need to crop the background as we want. In recent gacha games, you can see backgrounds completely distorted around the characters. Let's try again. Let's create a different mood. I'll bring in brighter colors with higher saturation. It's somewhat retro, neo-style. These don't look bad either. We'll combine these and apply artistic like before. And apply sharpen multiple times like this. This will create areas where image quality deteriorates like this. These days, many people use this style for aesthetic effect. I'll add a slight blur like this to prevent moire patterns. This shows how we can import and utilize these effects. The character needs to change accordingly as well. Depending on your intention, even simple adjustments can dramatically change the image. Another option is to use motion blur. For motion blur, set the angle to 90 degrees. You can apply it in any direction to get this kind of effect. When you apply lighten, it becomes like this. It creates a heavily distorted background effect. We can apply various additional adjustments to these. When you tone it, you get this kind of touch. Let's bring this over. You can use it as luminance in this way, or you can cut and use as much of this and make the platform part larger. I'm not sure if it will cut cleanly. Cut the work like this and make the platform part larger. This way, you can create backgrounds like those seen in recent gacha games. Of course, since it's a flat perspective now, that feeling is somewhat less noticeable. We can draw the ground more like this here. And we can add more distant buildings as well. This overlapping won't look very good. It's better to make the platform area brighter. It somewhat mimics that kind of feeling. With this type of drawing, it'll be difficult to achieve a complete gacha feel. Still, I think we did fairly well with this background and drawing. Depending on how and why you use certain corrections, you can create this much difference even with the same photo or subject. See you in the next lesson. Thank you.